I end up talking a lot about roguelites on this channel. They end up in my top 10s a lot, and I end up comparing lots of different games to them. But my favorite roguelites aren't exactly games I can say that people have missed, and certainly none of them are quite old enough to be categorized as retro. But something I don't really talk a lot about is that genre's predecessor, the roguelike. Games that are quite literally directly descended from the game Rogue, a turn-based dungeon crawler with permadeath that involves slowly descending through a dungeon. And while Unexplored doesn't quite fit into that category due to its real-time nature, I think it's honestly closer to the original Rogue than a lot of other modern roguelikes. And honestly, if anything, I feel the game's combat is made even more difficult because it's not turn-based. You have no time to think about what you're going to do next. You can't just sit there and make decisions 3 turns in advance after you open a chest and 5 monsters spring out. You need to make those decisions quickly, or those 5 monsters are going to punch you right in the face. And requiring those rapid, quick-on-your-feet reactions is really Unexplored's standout feature. The core of it is pretty much exactly what you'd expect in a roguelike. That might be a bit reductionist, and the game does make smart tweaks to the formula, but I think keeping it simple honestly works pretty well. By focusing on that one major change, that one rather giant modification to the formula, the developers of Unexplored made me far more open to the idea of a roguelike that's in real time by not piling a whole bunch of other changes on top of it. There's also something evocative about Unexplored's simplistic art style. It's not rogue-esque ASCII art by any means, but the rudimentary of the basic shapes that make up most of the game are a conscious choice, I think, to be simple and easily readable, which is extremely necessary due to the quick thinking the game requires of you. You need to be able to recognize certain things almost instantly. And by using basic shapes, it makes it much easier to do that. The game also caters to new and old players alike by providing you quite a few options with regards to difficulty. In addition to the standard tiered difficulty selection, you can also increase the number of puzzles or bosses in order to make the game harder in exchange for additional rewards. Despite the game's rather difficult nature, even on its easiest difficulty, or perhaps because of it, I honestly think this game could serve as a fantastic entry point into the genre for new players. The game's simple art style, its excellent procedural dungeon generation, and its focus on real-time positioning make it approachable as a modern game, and worth playing for just about anyone, no matter how much or how little of the roguelike genre they've played. In fact, I feel like this game could serve as a very good bridge for players that have played many roguelite games and are looking to get more into the roots of the genre, but perhaps want to keep some of the action elements that they're used to. But I also feel like Unexplored is a smart fork of the roguelike genre even for veterans. Once you get over its real-time nature, the game is a fantastic example of what a modern version of the genre could be if more developers were willing to move it forward. In case you missed it, I look at games that were ignored when they came out or have been forgotten since. Games that people have missed. If you like that idea, be sure to subscribe so you can see the latest videos. If you like this video in particular, be sure to hit that like button, and thanks for watching.